There is only one place in the world where you can look for genuine diamonds and they allow you to keep the ones that you find. And that place is right here in the USA. It is the Crater of Diamonds State Park in southwest Arkansas. I found my first 10 diamonds there in the summer of 1978 and have lived with a severe case of diamond fever ever since. In just 19 months during 2008 and 2009, I found a total of 110 diamonds by just working at it part-time. Now, most of the diamonds I found were small, but in April of 2009, I did find this gorgeous, flawless diamond that weighed just over 2 carats. It's the 2.04 carat flawless Easter sunrise diamond. Now, over the years, I've researched the history of the diamonds that have been found at that site, hoping that the information would give me clues on the best place to dig and find the diamonds. Since I had done the studying, I even went on to write 3 editions of the book called Genuine Diamonds Found in Arkansas. That's the front cover. You may recognize it. You may have seen it. And this is the back cover. And this is my 204 Yellow Easter Sunrise, as well as this one. I put 2 photos of it on there. Here's another picture of my big yellow diamond. Now I'm going to go on and tell a story, and I don't really have photos to go with the story, but I hope you don't mind looking at a lot of pictures of this diamond I was very proud to find after a lot of searching. So I had found 110 of my diamonds in 2008 and 2009 in the park's east drainage ditch, but a fellow miner came in one day. He went to the south end of the field. He dug and washed just a few buckets of gravel, and he found a nice diamond. Where I was digging in the east drain, I was only averaging 1 small diamond in every 24 buckets. He suggested I go over and dig some of the gravel near him, so I decided to try it. The digging was difficult. The 2 feet of ground above the gravel was loaded with what we regular miners refer to as potato rocks. Actually, they are rounded jaspers of various colors, approximately the size of potatoes. I had used a rock bar to clear them out of the way because they were so tightly packed that my shovel would not penetrate the ground. Once this obstacle was removed, I got into a gravel layer that my friend had so easily found his lovely diamond in that morning. I washed dozens of buckets of gravel within 6 feet of where he had found his diamond, but I found nothing. I continued to dig deeper and got into some more potato rocks. I pried them out and washed the material that was in between them, but I still did not find a diamond. The 204 carat yellow diamond was awarded one of the best finds of 2009 by Western and Eastern Treasure, and that's my certificate. So, then I dug up what at first I thought was a square potato rock. That looked odd and out of place to me, so I washed it off and realized it was part of an old brick. Embossed on this portion of the brick were the letters AB at the top, and below it, PER. Now here you can see it washed off, and you can read the letters a little better. Now those letters didn't make any sense to me, so I continued to dig and found another old brick. It was also broken. Unfortunately, it was not the other half that would have given me more information. When I washed it off, I saw it revealed the same letters. It said AB at the top, and this time below it was PERL on this next brick that I found. The only clues I gained with this brick to help me solve the problem was that one symbol, that one more letter, the L at the end of PER. It still didn't make any sense to me. Later that day, I found another broken brick. This one, too, only showed the leftmost portion of the message. But I gained another letter on the bottom and a comma. It read PERLA. But that did not make any lights come on with me. Finally, at the end of the day, I unearthed another brick. Well, here it is wet, so you can read it better. A, B, and below it, PERLA, comma. So here's another brick I finally found at the end of the day. This one had the rightmost portion of the age-old secret message. Putting everything together, the entire brick read AB&T Company on the top line and Perla Arc on the bottom line. I've had the privilege of traveling all across the state of Arkansas. I have visited 50 of the 52 state parks, but I still did not know where Perla Arc was. That evening, I began to search the internet for answers to help me solve the mystery of the coded message on the bricks. I quickly learned that Perla was a small town just 2 miles outside of Malvern, Arkansas, and was 72 miles from the Crater of Diamonds State Park, where I dug up these bricks. But why were these bricks buried here among these rocks, and just how old were they? I searched the internet for information and was amazed at what I was able to learn. The earliest brick company at Perla was called the Atchison Brick Company, and they began production in the early 1890s. In 1917, it became called the Arkansas Brick and Tile Company. There was my AB&T Co. The Acme Brick Company bought them out in 1926 and changed the company's name. So that factory would have only made bricks with those initials on them between 1917 and 1925. So what happened at the site we now call the Crater of Diamonds State Park during that time period? Well, in 1919, the Arkansas Diamond Corporation began construction of a large diamond recovery plant at the south end of the minefield. That is where I found these bricks buried. The time frame fit. These surely must be 100-year-old bricks used for the foundation of that plant. They built an impressive 5-story main plant that was 50 feet by 70 feet. There was an attached a 2-story, 50 feet by 70 feet machinery building built as well. Here's that other building that had the same size footprint as the smaller building. And look, let me zoom in just a minute and take a look at this car here. That fits the time period too. So that's pretty cool. This was really old, but that's an impressive plant. And if you go to the Crater of Diamonds today, you would never think that this 5-story building and these other buildings used to sit at that site. There's just nothing left of them. Here's another view of the same plant you can see in the background. And this is a conveyor belt that fed the plant. And this is a water tower. And if you go and look there today, you can see where the pipe comes up out of the ground for that water tower, so you can get your bearings on where everything sat. The ore was fed into the plant by a long inclined conveyor, and that's it right there. If a structure like that were built today, a contractor would order cut lumber to be delivered to the site. But 100 years ago, this corporation instead ordered a sawmill. And they had it brought in to the site. They cut the trees on the property and made the boards and planks to build their diamond recovery plant and the other buildings at the site. It went into operation. This is one side of the place where they cut the logs, and this is the other side. It's a darker picture and you can't see it very well, but it went into operation in July of 1920. I mean, I'm talking about this big 5-story plant went into production in July of 1920, and they began finding thousands of diamonds. In October of 1921, they found the largest diamond since the first diamonds were found there in August of 1906. This big one weighed 20.25 carats. The Arkansas Diamond Corporation had it cleaved into and then faceted into 2 fine gems, but no photos of them remain today. In 1924, material was being washed into a rotary trommel with 3/4-inch mesh holes in it. This trommel allowed smaller material to fall through and be processed in these African-style rotary wash pans that are still at the edge of the diamond search field today. When you go to the Crater of Diamonds, you can see this mining equipment. You really ought to stop and take a look at it. So larger rocks passed on through the trommel and went into the tailings heap. Wesley Ole Basham, nicknamed Uncle Sam, was working at the mine and noticed a shiny rock stuck in the trommel's coarse mesh as it revolved. With the equipment still running, he showed it to Lee Wagner, who quickly, Lee Wagner was the boss. He was in one of those other pictures a minute ago. Lee Wagner quickly shut down the rolling trommel, and they removed this large diamond. It had gotten wedged just so, and it would have rolled out into the tailings heap and been discarded with the other large rocks if it had not just caught in that trommel mesh just right. This proved to be the largest diamond ever to be found in the United States to this day. It was a white diamond weighing 40.23 carats. It became known as the Uncle Sam diamond, not so much out of a sense of patriotism as one might suspect, but because that was Mr. Basham's nickname, Uncle Sam. So, the Uncle Sam diamond. The huge diamond was later cut into an emerald shape, and let me pull it up a little closer to see. This is how it ended up, cut into an emerald shape that weighed 12.42 carats. Today it's valued over $600,000, but it hadn't been seen for decades. It may be worth $1 million or more. It just depends on the quality. If you wondered how many diamonds were found at that big diamond recovery plant, here are the statistics. 1906 to 1922, 2,000 carats of diamonds were found. And then the next year, in 1 year alone, they found almost that much. 1,300 carats. 1924, 1,200, almost 1,300 carats again that year. I don't know what happened in 1925, but it dropped down to half of what 1924 was, but they still found 616 carats of diamonds. Then from 1929 to 1932, all the statistics were pooled together and they found 4,370 carats worth of diamonds at that diamond recovery plant. So I wrote this story of these bricks that I had uncovered and figured out the clue, and I submitted it to Lost Treasure magazine, and it appeared in this January 2010 issue. Doesn't mention it on the outside, but if you open that magazine, it says Digging Up Arkansas Diamond Mining History right here. Starts on page 29 and it had pictures of the bricks that go with it. This is now available as an ebook on smashwords.com. I wrote the ebook and published it with the photos and everything. It's a 99-cent ebook. But anyway, it tells the story of how I found these bricks. And so you can dig up other things besides rocks and minerals. You can kind of dig up history at the Crater of Diamonds State Park. So I found this fascinating, and I hope you did too. I want to mention that although you are allowed at this unique state park, unlike national parks or city parks, you can take rocks and minerals and even diamonds home that you find. Man-made items are to remain there, so these just went back in the hole and were covered up with the other rocks and things. So they were of no value but except historical value, and I found it really interesting, and I'm glad I got some good pictures of them. So hope you can make it out to the Crater of Diamonds sometime and have the adventure of digging. You never know what you'll dig up. And I've found 176 diamonds there so far, 2 of them over 2 carats. So there's a lot of great things you can find. You can find a little history too. But in the meantime, please subscribe to my Genuine Diamonds in AR YouTube channel. Thank you very much.